Welcome to Precision Works, and in this build series we are building this 800 kilo 400 horsepower old Swedish Mailtruck powered by a Volvo T5 engine in the back. So even though the budget is very tight, I decided to invest some money in a fancy DJI microphone set, so the sound will be better. I now have this, well, it's now clipped here. Normally I have an overall, but anyway. I've already been editing a little bit, and for what I've seen now already, the audio quality should be a lot better. But it's also very dependent on situation, the thing that you're watching on, etc., etc. But I'm already very happy. It's easy to use. I can just use the native camera app that I'm using on my phone. I'm filming this on my phone. And it also has noise cancellation, and it's been a little bit hard to test because it's been very quiet in here. But now somebody's using a chainsaw outside, and well, I'm curious to see if you can hear it in the video. So let me know in the comments what you think about the new audio and other things, just things that you want to say. Like, I like your t-shirt. That's for sale, by the way. Precision Works. So I did a few things in the past few days. And one of them is make the cross in the roof. I've been postponing that for a long time. I don't know why, because it's actually not that hard. And I kind of recorded a little bit of a how-to on how to make a cross, like the steps that are involved. So let's cut to these images right now. So the very first thing I do is use painter's tape to mark where the tubes will go. This gives me quite a good reference to measure angles and stuff like that. And then just write down the angles on the tubes. So when I measured everything, all the angles, and I had to the computer and punch in all the numbers, the diameters and the angles in the blocklayer.com website, and the printer spits out the templates that I want to use. Then it's just a matter of cutting with a scissor. After cutting, we head to the workshop, tape this to a piece of tube, and we trace the outside of the template onto the tube. So if you trace it outside like this, then it's just a matter of cutting away everything, including the line. So you don't have to be very precise in that. Angle grinder, make a cut, not too close to the edge, but also not too far away, because then you have to sand down a lot. This is, I just make a V shape, one side, then the other side. This gets me quite close to the final shape. Then I use the belt grinder, which is a very luxury thing to have because it's very quick, but it is an expensive tool. But you can might as well do this with like a flat disc on an angle grinder or whatever. You can even do it with a file. Then it will take half a day to make one of these tubes, but you can do it. You don't need an expensive tool like this, but this makes it very quick, as you can see. It just eats up the steel. It's so quick. It keeps amazing me. I've been using the tool for a few years now, but it's still, every time I use it, I'm like, oh shit, this is fast. So then, okay, done. Then we go back to the car. So one side is notched. I always first notch one side, then measure and mark. So here I'm marking the end of the tube that it should cope to. So I have a line to align the next template to. So I never cut two notches at once, because that's just, for me at least, that's just a recipe for failure. So that's the tube done and tagged in place. The other side notching, that's just a repetition of what we did just now. So now I'm measuring the inside where the two smaller tubes are going to match the main tube that we just made. So it's 65 degrees. Aww. And back to the chop saw. Looks very violent, but it's just the floor that shakes a little bit, and then that's transferred to the camera. It's not that bad as it appears on camera. But yeah, back to the grinder. And after grinding off the burrs it's a matter of putting a new template on. This is fixed 50 degrees, but this is not the angle I just measured in the previous shot. This is 50 degrees is the side, like the outside of the car. That's the angle, and then the 65 degree angle will be on the inside where the actual X forms, the cross. So another mark. Here I do cut the back side, but that's not really necessary. Grind down all the paint, the white paint. I use black marker also sometimes. Just depends what I grab for my overalls. The white paint marker tends to stick a little bit better to the steel. Steel is sometimes a little bit oily with this like protective layer. Back to the car. Now I just mark the angle for that the cross needs to take. So if I just mark these two lines, the outside of the tape, the painter's tape, I know where the center of the tube that I just made needs to go. So I can take down the painter's tape and put the other tube on top, and then it's just a matter of drawing a line next to the crossing tube, so I know where the tubes need to end. Oh, and I also draw this small line so I know where the bottom line is, so to say. That's the, well, like 6 o'clock is on the tube. Back to the workshop. I always cut my tubes a little bit long, so this side needs a little bit more cutting. So trace the template, cutting the majority of the part off here, and back to the belt grinder to grind down, make a nice notch. Deeper, and time to get back inside for a test. But, well, you already see in screen first attempt, it doesn't fit, it's too long, and as I often say, better too long than too short. So just quickly gauge, like, how much should I need to take off. I took a little bit off, and still too long. Mark again,
it's too long,
and it's still too long. What a surprise. But I don't mind walking in and out of the workshop and do this like 5 times in a row. I'd rather do that than overshoot and make it too short, because then I have to like either fill in a gap that's a little bit too big for my liking, or make a new tube, which is just a waste of material. But here, with the 4th attempt, it finally fits. So it's ready to tack it in place. I really misjudged on how much to take off. I think I took off 1.5 centimeters, like 15 mil, more than half an inch. One tack weld down, and then on the other side a little more tack welds, just to keep everything in place. Don't want to weld it fully, because, well, you never know when if you have to move it, or when you have to move it. And next to the roof cross, I also made a door cross. I've been thinking about it for a long time, how I should do that, like what it should look like, because of the weird shape. Like normally door cross is very long and low, or high, whatever, well, different at least. And well, this shape of the car with the slanted front and the short cabin is very weird. But I managed to think of something, thanks to the help of my friend Raiko. It's connected both sides to the main hoop and to the front A-pillar hoop, and also it's still quite easy to get in. and out of the car. Well, despite being like a full cage with all the things, it's still quite easy to get in and out. So I'm really happy with that. I'll just have to copy it to the other side. One of the things I also made is a steering wheel airbag replacement unit. Well, it's the actual steering wheel center from the S60 steering wheel, but I completely gutted it. It's the airbag weighs like 90% of the weight of this thing, so it's super heavy. And so I removed that. It's kind of scary, and I made a new logo. I don't know if it will focus. But it's a Volvo logo and it says Tjorven instead of Volvo because it's a mix match from those two cars. So let's see what happens if we put it back in the steering wheel. Probably going to honk at me not a good time, but honk. Yeah. It works. Sorry for the honking. Okay, next project. Since this video is a lot about tube notching and stuff like that, I'm going to attempt to do something hard and show you guys how I'm going to do it and if I will succeed. And well, hopefully you learn something from it. But what I want to do is almost what I taped up here. I want to go from about this point somewhere here to this, the end of this tube inside here. I've just been testing with the torch if I could reach it from here, and it's a little bit hard to see, it's a little bit dark inside, but I can, so I can probably weld around this mostly. Well, the back half would be a little bit harder, but I think it's worth the effort to just cut out this part here and well, create like an access hole, or maybe I can even reach it from here, but the tube will be running here, so I kind of need to go in from this side instead of there, and this is too tight. So I'm gonna do that. Hopefully there will be some kind of like dashboard in the future to like cover this up. Otherwise I'll just like glue it back in place or 3D print a cover that covers this. Let's first measure some angles and cut a window there and see what happens. Oh. Okay. So this tool is stop. Dank je. So having a multi-tool with a cutting attachment, well, just with a saw, is one of the best inventions for inventions I did for cutting polyester glass fiber body parts. But remember to use a vacuum because, Jesus, it's the dust from hell. Okay, another part cut. I have to go from there to here. That will be a roughly 41 degrees. So always take my pen straight away and write that down. So this side is 41. This side, it's a little bit harder to measure because this is a compound angle. But if I kind of estimate the middle, I can have a little bit of an opening on the top and the bottom because this is on the radius. But that's not bad because then, well, you just have better weld opportunity. So 122 degrees translates, well, you have to turn around from 90 to 122 is 32 degrees. So I'll probably have to go inside to the computer to print a new template, but I've done so many templates by now that there is also a chance that I already have this template. So at least the 41. The 41 rings a bell. So that was 50. Let me double check the actual measurement. Yeah, we have to go the other way. So it's not 122. So it's not 122 to 90. It's 90 min 32, which is 60 is 58. 58 degrees. No 58. So I'll have to make that later. Let's start with the simple one. There we go. Need a little bit of tape. I use painter's tape to tape down these templates because they are a little bit stretchy. So you can tie them up quite well. So you put them down on one side, push them down firmly so they really stick. Then align the ends of the template. Then just press it down and leave. I'll just rotate it so you can see. So press this down, but leave a little flap open so you can easily remove it afterwards. But this makes it so that it's firm in place, but you can still move it around. And I always, so even on DOM drawn over metal like seamless stuff, there is a, well, not a seam, but there is a line on the material. I think it's like where it's been drawn through this mandrel, this die. So, well, this tube is not straight, so the other cut's going to be like probably at like 90 degrees from this, so at the side. But still, it's good to have a reference. I only have to do one side because the other side is almost flat, so there's no need to to draw on that side. It's not that, it doesn't have to be that precise. Okay, now we remove the template. Put it back in the drawer. But I'll go to the other workshop quickly to do this. Be right back. Okay, let's go test fit. Well, the angle is good. That's a relief. Always. Even though I've done this a gazillion times, it's still a relief when it works as expected. Top side is the long side, so it should be like this. So I align it here, and then the line I drew, so this is the top, this is the bottom, and it should be the same. Slide it out a little bit more than my drawing, because the due to the angle it's moving outward, so it's getting longer as soon as it like ties into the A-frame hoop. And again, I can always make it shorter, not longer. Key. Let's go to the cutter and grinder. Back from the grinder. And it looks like it's exactly right, but also exactly a few centimeters too short. Now remember that I was just saying you have to take into account the rotation a little bit. Yeah, much more than that. But I can move it, slide it inwards on this plane a little bit. It will be a little bit harder to reach. But I just cut away a little bit more of this this panel here. This will give the strength that I want, anyways. So let's do that. Let's do that. This should be an easy fix. No, I'm gonna redo this. This is not good. Let me try something new. Maybe I can... This is actually not a bad idea. I think this is actually good. Let me explain. So, what I can do now to save this, well, not this piece, but at least use it as much as possible, is to do a super tiny tack weld here, so it just stays up without me having to hold it. And then I can do like a cardboard or tape or whatever mock-up on this side. So I can make it exactly fit, and then I can copy the cardboard tape, whatever, to the next piece of steel. And that's a good idea. Let's try that. Something new. Let's. Oh, and I need the welder for the tack weld, obviously. That's good. Good enough. A little bit more. So I traced the template on a piece of tube, made a new tube, messed it up and then redid it again. Now it should fit. Yes, that's it. Oh, gold is good. Then make a nice plate here, just to box it in for pretty points. Yay. And it stays by itself. That's always a good sign of being on the right path. So, and there's the tube in place. I think this will add the necessary strength to the front suspension, because that's the next thing over there where all the bolts and everything is laying in. That's the top mount for the front suspension. It's fully welded now. Also the door cross, well, at least not there, but I couldn't reach it, but the points I could reach. So that's nice. I'm satisfied with the welds. They look nice. They've got nice penetration. I think that's almost the most used word in this channel, penetration. It's a little bit smoky in the workshop. You can't really see on screen, but I think it's a little bit more healthy to go inside for a little coffee break. Apart from all the framework that I did last week, I also did a few things on the engine. For example, as you've seen in the montage before, I made an exhaust. It goes from here, just there. So this is all. This is probably going to be the show exhaust or whatever, like the loud one. And for the inspection guy, I need to probably route it like this and then have like a big muffler box in the middle just to make it a little bit more quiet. Anyway, and also I made these, let's film from this side. I made these covers fit again, because they didn't fit anymore because of this aluminum bracket, which I am going to make stronger, but this is just like a first version setup. But I needed to make a cutout here just to clear the new bracket. And yeah, it's probably going to be painted later, or like maybe like skinned with carbon fiber or whatever, but it's going to be better. So something else, earlier this week I had a video call with Duncan from ScanCut. So I've been using ScanCut for a while now, and I've been very happy with their service. They're quick, it's easy, it's cheap. And we had a little chat on the computer and it went down like this. Can you hear me, Duncan?
Yes. Hello, Johan.
Cool. Nice to meet you, finally, after all these chats on Instagram.
Really nice to meet you, Johan.
Thank you, likewise.
And I haven't even asked you to.
Yeah.
I guess that leads on to like why I wanted to have this call, because we're super like honored that someone is enjoying using us, enjoying the product, likes how simple it is and wants to share it to your audience, your community. So we'd actually like to team up as a partner, make a partnership with you. So keep doing the good work. Yeah, I can, what should I say, digitally give you the keys to our business in a way. But I think you know what I mean. We'd love to partner up with you.
Yeah, cool.
And support not only your amazing, crazy build, but also we're very appreciative when you're buying parts from us and making nice videos. So we'd like to up the game.
Thanks, Duncan. I'm really happy with this offer, and well, I know for sure Tjorven is going to look so much nicer with all these laser cut parts. And well, yeah, thank you on behalf of me and obviously all the viewers.
We can't wait to see what's next.
Nice.
But I did see what you ordered recently, and I think your viewers also know. But it's going to be fun to see what comes after, and fun to see it in action also.
Yeah, next video is going to be all about laser cut parts, and it's going to be shiny.
And one other thing, as we're partnering up with you now, maybe you can be the first to know, but we're actually going to be exhibiting at the Custom Motor Show. Ooh. Right opposite you.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, so we're going to finally meet, and so we can shake our hands instead of
not
being
only
digital.
have we now met digitally, we can hug each other.
I'm looking forward to the hug, mostly. Thank you for this chat. I'm really happy. I'm really honored, mostly. And I'll keep you updated, and you'll see the progress on Instagram.
Thank you so much for, as I said, selling us online. You don't have to do that, but now we're partnering up.
Cool. Thanks. Have a nice weekend, Duncan.
Thank you. We can speak soon.
Yup.
Bye-bye.
Sadly, this week I wasn't able to finish the coolant system because I ordered these tubes and they are so stiff. They were sold as flexible, and they are flexible in a way that you can bend them, and if you bend them, they won't buckle. So that's good. But these are so stiff that they are not usable for my purpose. The only place where I could use them was here, like in this super gentle bend. So this is where I'm going to use it. For the other pipe, I can just use the original. That's just rotated, clocked a little bit, and now it ends up there. So I need to cut that pipe, and then I ordered fancy, well, it's a little bit of a mess here, but fancy silicone couplers, and I just need to make an aluminum tube there to make this work, and same on that side. So that's going to be for next week, and also little sneak peek there in the corner, fuel tank, so I can finally get rid of this thing on the back. So next video will be coolant system, fuel system that's going to live there somewhere. And well, just like and subscribe. Do not miss out on next week's episode. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment what you think about the audio quality. It's a hefty investment, but hopefully it will pay out. Well, not like literally with money, but in like happy viewers. That's my main concern. So let me know if you're happy with the sound. Bye.